All right, so we're now recording. So we are going to go ahead and get started. So we'll first this is a little agenda of what we'll be going over today. We'll do a brief introduction to the program. We'll talk about eligibility requirements for the program, and then we'll talk about financial aid and LAEP and the details of how those two coincide. We'll also discuss the different types of jobs, deadlines that you should be aware of for the program, how to apply to both positions and apply to the program as well. And then we'll talk about the job application and hiring process. So Purnima, we will have you go ahead and help us get started.
Okay, so the Learning Aligned Employment Program, known as LAEP, was established during the 2021-2022 California state budget, and it is administered by the California Student Aid Commission, known as CSAC. They're also the ones that administer, Cal Grant, Middle Class Scholarship. This was implemented with the support of the President of the University of California, as well as the Chancellor's Office for Cal State Universities, along with the Chancellor of the California Community College. So LAEP does provide funds to participating public post-secondary educational institutions to offer eligible students opportunities to earn money to help pay their educational costs while gaining career-related experience in their field of study. So now looking into student eligibility, we're looking at 3 columns here. So the first one would be LAEP criteria. This is a requirement for participation. You must meet all of the criteria below. You must be either undergraduate student or a teaching credential student. You must be enrolled at least half-time, so that's about 6 units. You must be a California resident. You must be meeting SAP. So satisfactory academic progress is your GPA, pace, and maximum time frame. You must be demonstrating financial need. You must be eligible to work in the United States, and you must match at least one underrepresented background descriptor to participate. So that's the next column. So you must meet at least one of these. So you'd either be a first-generation college student, current or former foster youth, homeless student or at risk of being homeless, low-income students, meaning you must be meeting the Pell Grant eligibility range, students with disabilities, displaced workers, students with dependent children, formerly incarcerated students, undocumented students, but you must meet the requirements of the Assembly Bill 540, and then students who are veterans. Now, prioritization, this is not a requirement, but if there's a lot of students applying for a particular position, then students will be prioritized based on either being first-generation college student, current or former foster youth, homeless students, or students that are at risk of being homeless. And then if there's still a huge influx of those categories, then it's going to go down to, what are the majors, looking at, science, technology, engineering, math, like STEM discipline, as needed. Next slide. So financial aid and scholarships, we will review your eligibility starting in January. We do have to wait for the SAP run for fall to happen. So we're ensuring students that meet the SAP criteria are being notified that they're eligible for the LAEP program. You will need to have at least $4,000 available in your budget, your financial aid budget, to be awarded the LAEP funding. LAEP will replace federal work study and student loans. You cannot have LAEP and federal work study at the same time. If you do have federal work study and we replace it with the LAEP award, then you can email laep@csulb.edu and just let us know that you'd like to have federal work study reinstated and to cancel LAEP. And that way we can take care of that right away for you. And then LAEP funding will be posted on your financial aid package. This amount, it's going to let you know how much you're eligible to work up to. So in a full academic year, students can generally earn $15,000, but per semester is $7,500 for spring. And then once you have been awarded LAEP, you will receive an email from the Financial Aid and Scholarships about the adjustment. You will also receive an email from Career Development Center in January about your ability to access LAEP positions as well. So the types of employment, we have on-campus research opportunities. So research centers and institutions operated by public post-secondary educational institutions such as Cal State Long Beach. We must provide direct opportunity to participate in research. And then we'll also be offering working with off-campus employers also. So students will be hired and paid by off-campus employers. Potential off-campus opportunities for fall and spring, students will be notified. And then employment criteria. So on-campus research as a substantial component of the position. So the position must provide participating students with direct opportunities to participate in the research that is undertaken by the respective research centers and institutions. And then research should be directed and supervised by faculty, staff, or other mentors who will determine the research requirements. And then on and off campus educationally beneficial position. A student shall only be placed in an educationally beneficial position that relates to the student's area of study, career objective, or exploration of career objectives. Now, you will describe your career objective in the LAEP placement form. And then, okay, good. Now I'll pass it over to Milan.
Thanks, Purnima. So next we'll talk about the timeline for spring 2024 for the program. So our informations are starting in this month of October. The student program application deadline, so this is the deadline for you to apply to LAEP, is going to be December 8th, 2023. And like Purnima mentioned earlier, financial aid and scholarships will review interested students for eligibility and then post LAEP funding in January 2024. Priority students, that group that Purnima also mentioned earlier, will be able to access jobs and begin applying starting January 22nd, 2024. And then all other eligible applicants will be able to access jobs and begin applying in January 29th, 2024. To apply for LAEP, what you will need to do is log into CareerLink. You will find this through your single sign-on. And once you are in CareerLink, you will select experiential learning. Then you will press a button that says Add New Application. And then once you add your application, you'll wait for an email notification of your program acceptance, and this will be sent out in January of 2024. Once you've been approved, then you'll be able to view experiential learning position in CareerLink. Experiential learning is the way that we categorize LAEP positions. So that's the way that you'll search for those positions is under experiential learning. And then you will apply to multiple positions by submitting your resume and any other additional materials that might be requested, like a cover letter or transcripts, for example. And a special note, if you were accepted into the LAEP program in fall 2023, you do not need to reapply to participate in spring 2024. But if you're brand new to the program and want to participate in spring 24, then we will have you complete this application process. So we'll go through step by step on the how to apply, kind of like walkthrough that we had, just with some visuals. So like I mentioned, you will access your single sign-on through your My Apps at Cal State Long Beach and click on the checklet that says CareerLink for Students. Then once you arrive to CareerLink, you'll see a homepage. You'll land on a homepage that looks like this, and then you'll click the button on the bottom left that says Experiential Learning. Then you'll click on the button that says Add New Application, and you'll see the application that looks just like this, and you'll fill out all of the information that has the red asterisk right next to it. So experiential learning type is Learning Aligned Employment Program. The semester that you'll be applying for is spring 2024. And then you'll fill out the rest of the details about your student status, if you've applied for financial aid, and the LAEP eligibility requirements that apply to you. Then you'll submit your application and you'll know it's submitted. You'll see that it says your experiential learning application has been submitted successfully. So that's your confirmation. And you'll also see that your application will be pending on the right side of the screen. So once your application is completed, you'll await approval for that approval notification that will come out either January 22nd or January 29th, depending on your status, either as a priority student or as a general applicant. So in the meantime, after you apply, we encourage you to prepare your hiring documentation and interview preparation. So there are a number of ways for you to do that. One of the ways is through our Career Center webinars and workshops. You can RSVP for these events in CareerLink. We have a number of them happening for the rest of the semester, including interview tips and resume and cover letter writing that might be relevant to your preparation for LAEP and applying to positions in the program. We also have appointment services and drop-in services. So the Career Center drop-in services happen at Brotman Hall 250 or via Zoom, which you can access on CareerLink. And they are Monday through Friday, 12 to 3. And then on Tuesdays, they're from 12 to 6:30 p.m. And you can also access career counseling appointments, which are one-on-one longer appointments with a career counselor. Drop-in are for shorter questions or for like quick touching base with someone from the Career Development Center. But you can access those longer career counseling appointments through Beach Connect. So this is a little message for LAEP returning students. If you participated in the program this current semester in fall 23. So something to note is that students cannot work in their position during winter session, and this is between January 2nd and January 19th. And you'll want to speak with your supervisor to ensure that you are continuing in your position for spring 2024. And if you are continuing, you don't need to reapply to position or complete any new paperwork. So you should be good to go to continue. And if you are not continuing in your fall 23 position for spring 24, then you will apply to positions that are posted in January. Catherine, I see your message that says, will the slides be shared? We definitely can share them with you. So I will make a note of your name and I'll be able to access your email to share the slides. Great. So this is a walkthrough of how to apply for positions in the Learning Aligned Employment Program. So once you're accepted into LAEP, then you'll want to search for jobs and apply for positions. So what you'll do is log into CareerLink, like we mentioned earlier, through your SSO, and search for experiential learning positions. So what you'll do is click on the Jobs tab, and then under Position Type, you'll select Experiential Learning. You'll press apply and then search. So once you do that, you'll see a number of positions come up that are LAEP eligible, and you'll know that they're eligible for LAEP because they will have LAEP right in the front. So LAEP lets you know that it is a LAEP eligible position. Then for whatever position you are interested in, you will want to apply. So you will upload a resume. You'll want to upload the most recent copy of your resume. And remember, you can get that reviewed either in drop-in at the Career Center or in an individual advising career counseling appointment that you can schedule through Beach Connect. So then you'll submit it, you'll upload it, and you'll get a confirmation that says your application has been submitted. So at this point, you're waiting for an interview and an offer, a potential offer from the position that you applied for. So this is what the process looks like for the job offer and then employment with the program. So first, you will interview with the faculty supervisor, and then you'll wait to hear back from interviews if you are offered the position. You'll either accept or decline the position in CareerLink. And if you accept it, then you will complete a placement form in CareerLink, and then you will complete hiring paperwork and process it with the department that you'll be working with. You can begin employment as early as January 22nd for spring 2024 semester. And then towards the end of the semester, you will complete program evaluations, and you'll find those in CareerLink as well. And something else to note is that the last possible day of employment is May 24, 2024. So we'll do a quick walkthrough again of CareerLink, of accepting a position and then completing your placement form. So let's say you've been offered a position that you apply to. Once you log into CareerLink, you'll see a notification in the top right corner where your profile is. And if you click on it, it'll let you know that you've been accepted into a position. So here you can see for the example, it says, congrats. Murphy Transportation sent you an offer for their testing LAEP role. So you can go ahead and click on it to access the position, and you'll see an option where it'll let you either accept the offer or decline the offer. And note that your offer will last for 10 days before it expires, so you'll want to be sure to accept it in time. And if you accept the offer, you'll get this message just saying, letting you know you'll reach the maximum number of allowed placements and so on. So it's kind of like a, are you sure? And you'll say okay or cancel. And then if you choose to decline the offer, you will, or CareerLink will ask you to leave a little message as to why you are declining the offer. So let's say that you've accepted the offer. Once you accept the offer, then you'll be asked to or prompted to complete the placement form. So in the placement form, you'll fill out all the necessary information and details pertaining to your position and your supervisor. So this includes the address and the phone of the work site, your compensation and hourly pay, an emergency contact, your supervisor's contact information, and then information about your major and career alignment with the position and the research that you'll be conducting. You know, what type of research is it? What is the topic? And so on. So once you complete all of the information on the placement form, you will submit it, and then you'll see that it'll be pending approval. It pends approval from both your supervisor and from a representative from the Career Development Center. And once it's approved, you'll see that it says approved in green, and then that means that you're good to go and your placement form is all set. So at this point, you will have been accepted into your LAEP position for spring 2024, and you'll want to be in contact with your employer/supervisor, whoever the faculty member or staff member is, to learn about the next steps in completing hiring paperwork. And again, remember that your first day of work can begin January 22nd of 2024. So toward the end of the semester is when you will complete your evaluation and semester report. So the first thing that you'll complete is a self-evaluation. So this is just a reflection of your skill development that you've developed, the skills that you have developed over the term of your work experience. And your supervisor will also be asked to complete an evaluation of your skill development, and you can access the results of this evaluation in CareerLink. The second thing you'll complete is a program evaluation. So it's really just feedback on your experience in the program and in your position. And then the third thing that you'll complete is a semester report. And you'll be emailed these evaluations and the report toward the end of the semester. And then that wraps up basically the LAEP employment process for the semester. So we'll be hiring, I'm Freudian slip. We will be hosting future information sessions for students. So if you want to come to another one, or if you have a friend that might be interested in this, you can share this information with them, scan this QR code to access the information sessions and the links. We also host LAEP office hours for students. So we have virtual office hours Tuesdays from 2 to 3 p.m. hosted on Zoom, and then Wednesdays 11 to 12 p.m. And these are hosted in person in Brotman Hall. And I can also share the Zoom link for the virtual sessions as well with you all here in the chat. So after I take the presentation down, I can send those links. Let's see. And for more information, or if you have any other questions, the best place to go is to email our LAEP email. It's laep@csulb.edu, and we can answer, again, any questions that you might have there about the program or your application or whatever it might be. So I will go ahead and stop the recording.